Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Ajit Kumar Bhuyan. Please take the example of your previous member. She just finished in time. Please. 5 minutes.
5 minutes only?
Yes.
So I'll try my best. Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir, or Vice Chairman, sir. The legendary lawyer, who was also an economist by choice, while analyzing union budget once said, after all, a budget is not intended to be merely an exercise in political survival of or an essay in political gimmick. It is intended to equip the country to face the grim realities of the economic situation. Now, what is the economic realities of this country today? And are there any genuine attempt by the government through the budget to equip the country to face the grim reality of economic inequality? My emphatic answer, sir, would be no. The Union Budget 2022-23 has not taken cognizance of the needs of the poor and middle class despite compelling evidence of widening inequalities. According to the World Inequality Report 2022, India stands as one of the most unequal countries in the world with widespread poverty along with an affluent elite. The report points out that in 2021, the top 10% held 57% of the total wealth in the country, while the share of the bottom 50% was just 30% in the national income in 2021. The Oxfam India's report on inequality finds that the richest 98 Indians own the same wealth as the bottom 552 million people. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought income inequality with 80% of Indian households witnessing a decline in their incomes. The Oxfam report also points out that the number of billionaires in the country increased from 102 to 142 during the pandemic period, even as more than 4.6 Indians fell into extreme poverty in 2021. Sir, I now want to raise certain points related to Assam. The state of Assam, which I am representing, is lagging far behind in industrial growth. Industrial development is necessary for the overall development of the state as well as for the generation of employment opportunities for skilled and unskilled workers. In 2018, in the name of industrial development, Advantage Assam was pitched with much fanfare, but it ended in a cloud of smoke without tangible results. Grabbing of government incentives and preferences meant for the industrial development of Northeast by some vested interest lobbies be prevented. The need of the hour is some concrete steps for the development of the industrial sector in Assam, but the same is not visible in the budget. The power scenario of Assam is very pathetic. Sir, against the demand of around 2,000 megawatt, the state generates only around 250 megawatt and is vastly dependent on central allocation. Assam was a pioneer in the country in setting up gas-based power stations in the 60s in the form of Namrup Thermal Power Station. Now in the fitness of things, set up a gas-based upper thermal power station in between Kukrajhar to Kamrup by utilizing gas from the national gas grid, which is now under construction. Which major projects have been conceived and initiated by the Modi government in the last 7.5 years in northeast states and Assam in particular. So has the Doniya Ministry taken the initiative to explore major projects with the Finance Ministry in the sector like solar energy? Tea and oil have been important assets of Assam, and in the above-mentioned sector, what Modi government has done to generate employment for local people. Northeastern states had been enjoying special status, but Modi-led government discontinued. Has Government of India taken corrective measures to bring northeastern states to a sustainable level as well as northeast states have been facing about financial crisis? Will the Finance Minister enlighten the House on what is total earnings from Assam in the oil sector per year and the royalty payoff to Assam? With the introduction of GST, sir, 1 minute. With the introduction of GST, the state government is left with little flexibility in generating its own resources. The state is reeling under a severe financial crisis which impeded development activities. One of the important sources of revenue for the state is a royalty from crude oil, although royalty is required to be paid on the last date of each month as per the Petroleum and Natural Gas Amendment Rules 2003. That has never been done. Moreover, the amount of royalty is 20% of the crude price, which has not been revised for long. This amount is too small. Sir, I raise 2-3 points related to Northeastern region. Prime Minister's development initiative for Northeast has been highlighted by the Finance Minister in her budget speech. Will this initiative, with a budgetary provision of rupees 1,500 crores, address any core issues and concerns of the state's youth of Northeast states? The Act-East policy is just a slogan, as no concrete action plan has been formulated to make the region a hub of export centers with the border countries. At last, conceived in place of 7 sisters by the Prime Minister during his visit to the region, I am wondering what is a special component except Prime Minister expertise in coining slogan and nothing else.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just, sir, just 2 lines. I like to conclude by requesting the government, please do not play with jumla and slogan with the Northeast people, especially the youth, as the region has been in political conflict because of geographical location. The union budget is a good weapon to create confidence in the future in the mind of people, but sorry to say, no such attempt has been made in that direction. Thank you.
Sir. Anil Desai.
Thank you, Vice Chairman.